Nothing but dry bread and old turnips to eat. I never should have gotten on that cart.
Did you need something? Good to see you.
Kruger, where are you?
The cultists have overrun foreign stronghold. Damn Voshrak! Yep,
Trenemak nonsense is going to be the downfall of this city.
After what happened at the temple, I'm inclined to agree with you.
devour you with smoke and crows!
I told Blue-Rot that setting up a house near a Nord barrow would be trouble. Another outsider. Well, at least it's good to see an orc visiting our village. And you do look more capable than that braggart Narcissus Dren. Not anymore. The Dark Elf said he could help us with our Draugr problem and headed up to the barrow. I probably shouldn't have let him go, but he seemed confident and said he was an expert in everything. The damned Nords won't stay dead. They keep wandering out of the barrow, and that's just not right. We have no problem dealing with any Draugr that get close to the village, but we won't enter a Nord barrow. I just hope the Dark Elf is all right. You'll check on Narcissus Dren? Thank you. My clan has an aversion to disturbing the dead, especially the dead of different races. The barrow's at the top of the hill. The Dark Elf said he'd send word, but we haven't heard anything since he left. We didn't want anything to do with the drama surrounding Orsinium, so Blue-Rot gathered us up and moved us out here. We just want to be left alone to hunt and herd in peace. Blue-Rot is our chief, and he's a perfectly fine leader. As his hunt wife, I help him as best as I can. He's brave and strong, but sometimes he just lets his mind wander. That's why he likes it way out here. Says he can finally hear himself think. I don't really know that much about the place. We have a strict rule about not disturbing the resting places of the dead. It's an old Nord barrow at the top of the hill. That's where the Dark Elf went, and we haven't seen him since. I'm the hunt wife. I can see blood ticks on a horker at 50 paces, so it was simple enough to track the Draugr back to their lair. We can handle a walking corpse or two, but something must have disturbed the barrow to make them so agitated. He showed up a few days ago, all proud and preening. For a puny Dark Elf, he sure made a lot of noise. From what he told us, he's some kind of famous treasure hunter, but I never heard of him before he introduced himself. Treasure hunter, dungeon delver, and heroic adventurer. At least that's what it said on the book he showed me. I thought something was off, but now that he's disappeared, I'm pretty sure he's more air than substance. He walked into the village shortly after the first Draugr was spotted and asked if we were having a problem with the barrow. He offered to take care of it for us, and we readily accepted. Now that I think about it, it all seems pretty convenient.
Oh, that was unexpected. Never had a lid get stuck like that while I was, investigating. Ah, it's a good thing you happened by. And in an old barrow, no less. But tell me, are you a simple admirer or a true devotee of my work? How wonderful for you, for you have found him. So tell me, do you want me to sign one of my books, or have you come to watch a real adventurer at work? Why wouldn't I be all right? I am the great Narcissus Dren, after all. Still, I'm always willing to show a novice adventurer the ropes. Forward, my friend, and together we will deal with the Draugr of this barrow. After you. A plan? Narcissus Dren always has a plan. Haven't you read my books? Of course. It's a work in progress. I'm sure it involves locating the main burial chamber and finding a switch or lever. In my experience, it's always a switch or lever. Now, onward. What a spacious chamber! It's most likely the primary tomb's antechamber. Look at those pillars! This barrow is definitely from an earlier period than the ones I've explored in Skyrim. Ooh, that large door must lead to the main burial chamber. I am, after all, quite familiar with this sort of thing. The carving on this pillar, I think it's some sort of switch. How exciting! I wonder what happens if I press it. Oh, that's strange. Usually when I press something, something happens. Ah, this panel is broken. That must be the key. Yes, I'm sure it is. Ooh, a number of these carvings are broken. Yes, yes. I see what we must do. I think... Yes, I'm sure it is. This must be the primary tomb's antechamber. Look at that artwork. Definitely from the Nord-Neo Strife period. If this place follows the usual construction, the main burial chamber is right behind that door. It's what we in the adventuring trade call a puzzle lock. When we solve the puzzle, the door unlocks. But look, 3 of the stone panels are broken. We need to find the missing chunks before we can solve the puzzle and open the tomb. Deal with any ruffians, if you would. I see more artwork to examine. must determine how to safely remove one of these wonderful depictions. Where did you find that? I thought it was lost forever. I must admit, you do have a keen eye for the tiniest detail. Why don't... I did what? How slanderous! I have a good notion to just leave and let you deal with this problem. Ah, you know me so well. I am the great and powerful Narcissus Dren. I came to this barrow to undo the damage I inadvertently caused, and I have no intention of leaving the job half-finished. Now, let's get back to business, shall we? I must determine how to safely remove one of these wonderful depictions. Let me see. Well, it's certainly ancient, but it's hardly interesting. Good for scholars, perhaps, but not adventurers such as you and I. My assistant Berries is a stickler for details and historical accuracy. She loves dull things like that. I must determine how to safely remove one of these This appears to show the dragon priest, and their followers going on some sort of trip. Perhaps it was a quest, or a pleasurable excursion into the countryside. I'm not sure. They do seem a bit grim. Good suggestion, but it's difficult to know for certain. To convey complex ideas such as an exodus with a single image is harder than you think. Let's look around. We might find one of the missing pieces for the tomb lock around here. So I'll stand back and give you room to work. Take whatever you want, but don't ask me to carry anything. Don't mind me. I'll just go and examine that panel. Isn't it obvious? The dragon and the dragon priest destroyed a mountain. But from this angle, it looks more like they're building or restoring something. The imagery of the Neo-Strife period can be very confusing to the untrained eye. Let's not leap to conclusions. Interpreting ancient carvings requires training and experience. A squiggle here or a line placed there can change the entire meaning. Let's look around. Never fear. I'm going to be the envy of Nord scholars everywhere. These carved images are simply remarkable. Something praying? Some grand ceremony. Clearly that's the dragon priest. Something ascension, I think. Oh, how little you know me. The dragon died, the priest killed himself, and his followers sealed themselves in this barrow, making the whole place disappear into the mists of time. Ta-da! Now, let's find the missing puzzle pieces and finish this. What for? hurt you so often. Swagger in your swing. Look, ancient artwork. Just like in the antechamber. Oh, how exciting! Let's keep searching the barrow. I'm sure the missing pieces are around here someplace. This kind of sculpture is called a relief. Look how the images seem to rise out of the very stone. I think it's meant to tell some sort of story. Now, this is purely conjecture on my part, but if I interpret the image correctly, it depicts the Narcissus Dren of his day. Look at how his admirers worship him. Either that or it's a dragon priest celebrating some sort of triumph. In days of old, the dragons ruled the world through their powerful servants, the dragon priests. Now that I think about it, this could depict the time of the Dragon War. Let's find more of these remarkable images and see what else they... You'll definitely get a mention in my next book. If we had some need, they are Nords after all. Back to the tomb door. That puzzle lock is as good as solved. done. You're turning out to be one of the best assistants I've ever had. Now, press the panels in the proper sequence. Not everyone fully grasps the intricacies of solving puzzles. Nothing happened. If you puzzle locks can be tricky. Go ahead and give it another try. Remember, each bas-relief told a different part of the full story. Nothing happened. If you must guess, at least try to guess correctly. Puzzle locks can be tricky. Go ahead and give it another try. Not everyone fully grasps the intricacies of solving puzzles, but go ahead and give it another try. This way! Oh, you really do have a knack for adventuring. Are you ready to look upon the grandeur of a dragon priest's tomb? Could be anything. This is why we travel, why we face the dangers. We want to see the sights that those possessed of a more timid nature can only dream of. You go first. I wouldn't want to deprive you of the experience. Narcissus Dren has explored many a barrow. For example, there's usually a treasure vault next to the Dragon Priest's tomb. There might even be a guardian, but I'm sure the Dragon Priest is long gone. Well, yes, of course we are. I'm sure something inside the tomb holds the key to solving this dilemma, and hopefully it also holds the key to the treasure vault as well. Now, onward, my stalwart assistant! Onward! Look at this place! Amazing! Simply amazing! Oh, keys! I knew it! The treasure vault awaits! it. I can hear the locks turning. Come on. Hear the locks turning. Come on. I knew there was a vault in this barrow. Look at all these treasures. I'm beside myself with elation. It must be around here somewhere. Come to Narcissus Dren, you ancient beauty. This will increase my reputation 1,000-fold. Well, this has been a most exciting adventure. You did quite well, my able assistant. Oh, that was exhilarating! I'd say we're done here. Another profitable adventure for the famous Narcissus Dren. But it's a dragon priest mask, an early one no less. It will be a crowning glory in my vast collection. Besides, Narcissus Dren does not loot. He searches, he explores, he entertains, and I couldn't have done it without your help. A fraud? What a hurtful thing to say. And it wasn't my... Oh, all right. Perhaps my initial investigation caused a bit of a problem. But now that the Dragon Priest has been vanquished, the problem will take care of itself. All's well that ends well. Tell the villagers? Certainly. They'll want to hear all about how Narcissus Dren saved the day.
Master Dren headed towards the Orc village. Said something about wanting to let them know that he saved them from the Draugr. That Master Dren, he's a real hero.
I'm better at research than actual field work. I heard they're establishing a museum in Orsinium. Perhaps I'll go work there. I know they'll appreciate my skills more than Dren ever did. Ancient texts and relic, mostly. I'm apprenticed to the famous treasure hunter Narcissus Dren, but he treats me more like a glorified scribe than a partner. So, while he's inside exploring the barrow, I'm out here, waiting to transcribe his notes. As a matter of fact, I've had it up to here with Dren. I've decided to strike out on my own. With items such as these, I can do some real research. Visit me in the museum in Orsinium. If these possess any historical value, I'll pay a finder's fee. Tell Narcissus I quit. So long, Borfrey!
Master Dren headed towards the Orc village.
Vicious Draugr stood between me and the central tomb. With lightning reflexes, I flung a pair of daggers, dropping 2 of the foul creatures. Ah, here comes my able apprentice, who distracted the 3rd Draugr while I solved the tricky puzzle lock. Have no fear. I'll continue my tale momentarily. I need to speak to my apprentice. Oh, we did good work today, my friend. You should be proud. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to finish my tale, and then accept compensation from my adoring public. Every story needs a little embellishment. Surely you've read my books. I know how to hold an audience's attention. The Draugr dilemma. That was an unfortunate accident, but I acquired a rare dragon priest mask, and the Draugr have begun returning to their slumber, all thanks to my efforts. Oh, very well, if you insist. But it won't make any difference, do-gooder. My version of the tale is more exciting. You're just going to come across as petty and jealous. Now off with you, and don't expect a mention in my next book.
Welcome back. Let me guess. From that look on your face, Narcissus Dren wasn't completely honest with us when I hired him. I knew his arrival in the village right after the Draugr appeared was a bit too convenient. I've seen his type in my travels. Arrogant, sneaky, but mostly harmless. Probably had you do all the hard work, too. I suppose Narcissus Dren helped us after all. It's no small feat when a wind-filled dark elf actually accomplishes something. We call that a little victory. A problem he created. We could deal with a few Draugr, but we try to avoid constantly fighting with our neighbors. Here, since I'm sure you did all the work, take the gold I was going to pay him. Feel free to visit us whenever you want. Our village isn't fancy. It's warm, comfortable, and we make a strong rock brewed ale. We use sparkle stones to give it an extra kick. Feel free to visit us whenever you want.
The exile was a dragon priest? Well, that explains everything. And you killed him? As long as you're sure he won't be causing us any more trouble. But wasn't he dead before you killed him? I just hope he stays that way this time.
Buy and sell, here and now.
Mosgroth? Is that you? Where's Mosgroth? I promised her we would go hunting together. Don't tell her, but I'm making her a carving knife. I just need to find the right kind of... Mosgroth, is that you?
Come, Father. Let's clean the fish and make some lunch. Hello. I'd ask you to join us, but company makes my father nervous. His eyes started to go a few years back. Then his mind followed. You can speak with him if you like, but I can't promise he'll make any sense. Father was the chief, and sometimes he still thinks he is. No matter what you think of Chief Glurat, he's never threatened my father. Lurg is yesterday's chief, and I'm the now chief, he says. That means father lives, and that's enough for me. Oh, he's been part of the clan forever and ever. When my father began to grow confused, Glurat stepped forward and took over the chief's responsibilities. He asked my father for advice from time to time. He's patient, respectful. It's very strange. We expected Glurat to challenge father. Mother even tried to set up the battle according to the code. But Glurat would have none of that. He said, Lurg is the mind I don't have. So father lives despite his condition and precarious position. His eyes started.
Come in! Feel free to look around.
Isn't this place grand? And they were happy to have a researcher of my caliber join their staff. Feel free to look around. We have some lovely displays coming together downstairs that show the width and breadth of Orsimer history. Oh, they are wonderfully splendid. Such exquisite relics. I'm still consulting with a few experts about the etchings, but the items are definitely related to a dragon priest and his followers. You've done me a great favor, friend. I plan to continue to study these relics and ascertain why the Nords built a tomb in Hrothgar. I'll conduct proper scholarly research. Not that popular claptrap that Narcissus Dren had me write. And never fear, you will receive the credit you deserve.
Welcome. Welcome. It's good to meet an orc who shows an interest in the history of our land and our people. Of course, the House of Orsimer glories will contain much more to examine once all of our exhibits are in place. This is the newly established Museum of Hrothgar, authorized by the king himself. Our mandate is to collect historic treasures related to orcs and the Orsimer nation. I'm simply a scholar. I can't go searching for ancient relics. Of course! But before I ask you to go traipse around in search of historic treasures, why don't you take this downstairs and put it on display? It's the Agra Krun, the Blood Shield. It was recently donated to the museum by an anonymous adventurer. Place the shield with the proper display downstairs. In the meantime, I'll write out a list of the historic relics we're hoping to secure for the museum. Come back and speak to me after you're finished, and I'll give you the list. The name means blood shield in the Orcish tongue. The shield belonged to the legendary shield wife, Bagrar Trollslayer. She distinguished herself as the first protector of Malakaz's faithful during the time of the Balagog blood purge. You mean as curator? That's an interesting story. I guess you could say that I'm a city orc, born and raised in Wayrest, educated at the finest Breton academies. King Kurog and I met during his travels, and when he offered me this museum, I said yes. Oh, you mean the clan tattoo? Yes, well, I guess you could say that was a gift of sorts. I toured the various clan strongholds when I first arrived, and Chief Bosrog of the Faerun clan insisted that I allow his wise woman to mark me. The king wants to preserve and display the culture and history of this land. He believes that a museum is an integral component in the rebuilding of Orsinium and the establishment of the Orsimer Kingdom, and I heartily agree. I appreciate your help. You wouldn't believe how much goes into getting the museum ready for visitors. Just preparing the displays was a tremendous amount of work. If you're interested, I have a lead on another piece we're seeking, Uzdabich's helm. Have you heard of the mountain called Sorrow, along the northern border of Hrothgar? According to the Burska clan's oral tradition, the helm was last seen in that area. Just be careful. The mountain and the land around it is decidedly treacherous. This one gives me chills. The helmet was worn by the legendary orc hero Uzdavik, who single-handedly slew 1001 Redguards during the Battle of Faerun Pass. Little known fact, Uzdavik might have been a woman. For the time period, I'd say so. And even now, as Hrothgar struggles with the clashing cultures of city and stronghold, examples such as this go a long way toward making the king's point. Besides, a little scandal always attracts visitors.
I must thank you again, my friend. Studying those relics will keep me busy for months. Perhaps we can work together again in the near future. Yes, I think I'd like that.